Hey, I'm Alex, and I realized online there's not really anything that you can find that really just gives you the basics to field herping and kind of how to get started, what to do, what supplies you need, and everything. And so I'm starting a series all about that. If you're new to field herping, if you want to learn more about it, if you want to know the basics, what to bring, how to do it safely, all these different things, then follow along on this series to learn as much as that as I can possibly teach you through these videos. So the very first one today is going to be about the very basic supplies. Sorry it's so windy, hopefully you can hear me okay. It's really nice out today. But yeah, I'm going to go over the supplies that you're going to want to bring on just about every herping trip, whether it's just for a couple hours or a couple days. The first thing I'll do is kind of just go through my bag and show you the very basic stuff that I always bring. So first of all, you're probably going to want a bag. It doesn't really matter what kind of bag. It doesn't need to be very large. This is kind of a larger one. It can be much smaller. It can be a backpack or a side bag, doesn't matter, but you're going to want to be able to carry stuff. The first thing that you're going to want to bring is water. Whether you're thirsty when you leave the house or not, you're going to want water. Whether it's hot or cold out, no matter what the weather is, you need to bring water. It's really important, not only for you to stay hydrated, but you can use it to clean wounds or whatever. But hydration is really important, and you're going to want to bring that no matter what. So the first couple things aren't really related to herping specifically, but the second thing is some sort of first aid kit. Here's one that I got from REI, and it's pretty cool because it has all of these really neat little items in here, like bandages. It actually has some like painkillers and stuff, and different materials, just stuff. This is kind of simple stuff, like if you, I don't know, get cut, get scratched, or something like that. Just simple things like that, but I recommend having something like this with you. Next thing I always like to have is a flashlight. It's daytime right now, so I really wouldn't need one unless I'm looking, I don't know, in darker places. It's also good for water, but I don't know, you might want this. I like to bring one. It's not too important, but it's pretty simple to get one. Lots of people recommend super specific flashlights. I don't really know any specific good ones, but anything like this or a headlamp works just fine, especially for nighttime stuff, but I'll get more into that later. The next thing, also not very herp related, but I think are important, is some sort of knife or like tactical knife like this. This one has lots of different pieces, so like it has a knife and then a smaller knife. If you're one of the younger viewers though, make sure you're okay having one of these and you know how to use them, because they are, some pieces are sharp, some pieces are dangerous, but you'll realize how many things you actually end up needing to cut. Whether it's for bandages or stuff, but whatever. But it's really simple to bring one of these. I also have this one, but I do like a little bit of bushcraft stuff, so that's generally for this. But these are two I have. I think something that's really simple like this is important to bring and good enough to bring. Personally, something I think that's really important to bring is some sort of camera. It doesn't have to be a fancy camera. Like, it can just be a point and shoot like this. And also my phone. Phones have really good cameras. You can just use your phone, it works just fine. Generally they can do photos and videos, and they're definitely really simple, really easy. I always like bringing that kind of phone. Or you can bring more professional equipment like what I'm filming right now, which I also bring that, but you don't have to. You can also use GoPros, lots of people like to use them. I probably bring too many cameras, like I have 4 cameras with me right now. But just one camera I think is really important to bring, because you want to kind of be able to document what you find, and then you can share it, let other people see, and stuff like that. It's so windy right now. So there's just a couple more things that I always bring with me that I want to show you. The first being some sort of thing to write down what you find. So right now what I've been using this year is this. This is a journal with like basically all of my findings. This is my snake findings, and all the stuff that I recommend writing down is what species it was, where you found it, like where as in location, like a certain city or a neighborhood or whatever, or a park, like whether you found it under a rock or crossing the road or something, along with its health if you can tell, and basically anything else that you want to note. And all this stuff is really helpful because you can kind of like see stuff starting to show up. Like, I realize I find tons of earth snakes under 10. I'm always finding them under 10, which makes sense because they generally live underground. And it's really good to keep track of all that, so I recommend keeping one of these in your pack. Also, bugs is kind of a big thing out here. You're gonna find reptiles and amphibians, but you're also gonna come across lots of bugs. So I like bringing some sort of bug spray. Now the problem is this one I have isn't like ecosystem friendly, I guess you could say. The problem is, if you have this stuff on you and then you like hold an amphibian, that can soak into their skin and it can be poisonous. So I generally don't wear this if I'm going to be finding animals like that. And ticks is another thing. The spray will help with ticks, but this is a tick key that I have. I think I also got this from REI. But basically what happens is I've had to use it multiple times and it's really helpful. If there's like a tick, I don't know, in your arm, you basically just use this key. It tells you how to use it, but it's really simple and it's gotten every tick out completely. This is just a little additional thing you can get. You don't need it, but I like it. And finally, I always bring some sort of hook, it doesn't have to be a hook, but I usually bring a snake hook like this. There's also smaller ones. Here's a smaller one I have. This one's retractable, or just some sort of like walking stick, because I'm gonna talk about this a lot more in its own episode, or this kind of thing. But it's helpful so that you know where you're stepping. You can kind of feel around. So that was all the basic stuff that I bring while field herping. There is more that I bring sometimes, and I'll get into specific things more as the videos go. But this was just kind of a starter so that you have an idea of what this will be about. And then hopefully this might help you a little bit if you want to get into field herping more. And let me know if there's other things you think that I should add to this, and then I can let people know. You can just write in the comment. But yeah, that's all I got for episode 1 today. I'm Alex, and thanks for watching.